From hoodies to goodies, actually fans want a lot of things, but there's one thing they want above all else. That's an actually home game. So we sold one copy of the game to an eccentric millionaire, and you can't have it. Oh, Brennan?
Actually, you're funding this on Kickstarter.
That's right, that makes more sense. So please support our Kickstarter and bring home a copy of the game you like about the things you love. From Ozma to Yzma, nerds like a lot of things, but there's something they love above all else, and that is correcting people. This is Actually. And joining us on this episode, we have Allie Beardsley.
Hi.
We also have Ryanni.
Wow!
Wow. And we have Ify Nwadiwe.
Hey, what's up? I tried to, at the last second, think of a catchphrase and just really shit the bed there.
Thank you all for coming on to play. 2 returning contestants, 1 brand new contestant, since you've never played before. And if you're watching for the first time at home, the rules are very simple. These are incorrect statements about the things that you know and love. It's up to you to find the thing that I've said that is wrong, buzz in, and correct me. All corrections must be preceded by the phrase, actually, and you can interrupt me at any point in the question. Those are the only 2 rules, and I will have to abide by them. It hurts to take a point away from someone who doesn't say actually. I'm gonna do it though, so remember that actually. How's everyone feeling?
I feel good.
Ready to go. I'm feeling good.
It's 5 in the morning.
It's not 5 in the morning. Yeah. We gave you a later time.
I appreciate it,
We've
honestly.
been shooting since 3 though.
Yeah.
We'll do our first question here. This is about Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi left Tatooine as a child to become a Jedi Padawan under training of Qui-Gon Jinn. He went on to become the first Jedi in a millennium to defeat a Sith Lord, and soon after took on Anakin Skywalker as his own Padawan. Allie.
Actually, he doesn't consider himself to be a Jedi.
Elaborate. You're wrong, but I want to hear more.
Jedi is just an umbrella term, and there are always outsiders, renegades,
Sure.
if you will, doing their own thing. And I just don't think he would consider
It's just like, why do we have to
himself
bring labels into this? Like, don't call me a Jedi. Like, yes, I do Jedi things, but I don't consider myself a Jedi.
Exactly.
Got it. No.
Interesting.
Iffy.
Actually, he never officially takes Anakin as a Padawan because they were beefing about it when in the council, and they're like, he's too dangerous. I feel that Vader energy coming off of him.
The beefing happened, and the Vader energy was there, but he did officially take him on as a Padawan. Yeah.
This is his first mistake.
Ryanni.
Actually, he isn't the first to defeat a Sith.
No, not that either.
He's not from Tatooine.
That's correct.
Yeah, he's from, hold on, you were gonna say it.
I was gonna ask if you know where he's from.
Okay. Oh, it was on the tip of my tongue, because I know he's not from the...
Actually, he's from Fresno.
I'm trying to think of, it's the one that blew up.
No. I'll give you the point, Iffy, for identifying that he's not from Tatooine. Obi-Wan Kenobi is from the planet Stewjon, which, no joke, is genuinely named after Jon Stewart.
No.
It's never been canonically depicted, but it is the case that he is from the planet Stewjon.
Well, I'm never gonna rack on the expanded universe stuff, only because they had a horse X-wing pilot, and I was like, all right.
Wait, tell me more about this.
There's a X-wing, but that's like this weird space race where they're like horse. There's a horse head, and he's like an X-wing pilot. That's as much as I know.
Is
about
it like a human with a horse head, or is it like a full horse?
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm
a horse.
No,
Just a horse.
No, I wish.
He's also
that
a
would've been
struggling
bonus
actor,
point.
Yeah.
and they made a whole Netflix series
Yeah,
about
I'm driving this TIE fighter as a day thing, but I'm really trying to do...
that they casted Will Arnett when there's actual horses that could be BoJack Horseman?
Well, point for you. Again, I wasn't expecting anyone to know the Stewjon thing, but I just think it's a kind of a weird, fun little piece of trivia.
That's wild.
Yeah. Point for Iffy, and we'll move on. This is about She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. When Adora transforms into She-Ra, she gains a variety of powers. She grows 7 feet tall, gains super strength and agility, has healing powers, and can magically summon an alicorn, a flying unicorn, called Swiftwind. Yes,
She doesn't magically summon it. It's they're chilling with her the whole time. Like, let's go.
That's true. Actually, that's right.
Oh, I hate this game.
There's no magically summoning. That's just, yeah. Ryanni?
Wow.
Actually, the unicorn.
I'm coming for you.
The unicorn just lives.
Yeah,
with
just
everybody.
hangs.
No
Hey,
summoning involved.
hey, you know what? Look, I gave that away, but that's the game sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
I fuck things up. That's a point for Ryanni.
Yes.
And I only feel okay about that because I know you were guessing too.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was right though.
Yeah, there's no magical summoning involved. Swiftwind was just a regular old horse that was transformed, and before that was the horse was called Horsey.
Great.
That point goes to Ryanni for scooping that one. All right, this is a question on Marvel Comics. Veteran member of the X-Men, Aurora Monroe, aka Storm, is famous for her weather-manipulating mutant powers. But Storm is also a master thief, is descended from powerful sorceresses, and becomes Queen of Wakanda after marrying T'Challa, aka Black Panther. Along with Wolverine, she is one of only 2 heroes to be a member of X-Men, the Avengers, and the Fantastic Four. Allie.
Actually, she's not a member of the Fantastic Four.
She was at one point.
I beg to differ.
All right, well. Oh, Ify.
I'm actually
Yeah.
know that Spider-Man actually also was a member of all those things. as
That's
well.
correct, yeah. That's correct, yeah.
yeah.
We left out someone who was a member of X-Men, the Avengers, and Fantastic Four. It was Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's one I actually did know.
This is our first fan question. So this was a question submitted to us by one of our fans. This one comes to us from Vigil. In Mega Man for the NES, the robot masters can be defeated in any order, but 5 of them are weak to powers acquired by defeating the other masters. Based on these weaknesses, the ideal order to defeat the robot masters is Bomb Man, Guts Man, Cut Man, Elec Man, Fireman, then Iceman. Ify.
It's not Bomb Man first. No, I think it's Iceman, Cut Man, then Bomb Man. I think Guts Man is last. I don't know, but I know that the order.
You can't answer, I don't know. I can't give you a point for that.
Actually, it's not in that order. It's a different order than the one.
It is a different order. I'm going to have you be more specific than that, though.
Dork.
Yeah. and I'll say you were wrong in what you like.
Okay.
I'm not just like making you like really hammer it down.
Okay.
That was not correct, Allie.
Actually, it's Guts Man, Cut Man, Rut Man.
Oh, I think
Nut
you're
Man.
close.
And then
And
you
Scat Man
end with
Carruthers.
and then you end with fire. And then I dissociate for the rest of the episode.
we slowly zoom in on Allie for the rest of this. No, I'm gonna say no. Ryanni, you want to take a stab?
Actually, yeah, why not? If we're
Yeah.
all just going for
We're
it.
just going for it.
More than 5 are weak.
Oh, no, that's not. I'm gonna say no one got this
All right,
one.
yes.
The order was mostly correct. The thing that was wrong was we flipped the last 2. So it should be Bomb Man, Guts Man, Cut Man, Elec Man, and then it should be Iceman, then Fireman. For some reason, Fireman is weak to Iceman and not the other way around.
That's hilarious.
No points for that one. And this will bring us to our first shiny question of the game. Shiny questions, like shiny Pokemon, are just a little bit different, a little bit rare, worth the same number of points. So this is a little game we're calling I'd Give an Arm and a Leg. So on the other side of your boards, there's going to be famous prosthetics, and it'll be up to you to match the appropriate body part with the character that it goes to. Let's go ahead and flip those boards. Let's take a look. All right, great. Well,
Okay.
We'll start with Allie.
All right, great. So I started off with Warren Worthington from Bash House. And this is the episode where he got a beer keg instead of a leg.
Okay.
This is Ash from Pokemon's Wings. This is Old Barrett.
Great.
Jamie Lannister, because this was maybe the only thing that could exist in Game of Thrones. Yeah, that belonged to Hiccup. We all know that. And Furiosa, I actually knew that one.
Great. Ryanni, let's see what you got.
Started with the iconic Archangel, Warren Worthington III Wings. Moved on down to Furiosa because I saw the film. Next, we went to Jamie Lannister with that gold hand. Barrett was the scariest name after Furiosa, so I gave it the chainsaw. Hiccup was silly, and so is whatever that thing is. And the last one is a rusty screw, so I gave it to Ash.
Very good. And Ify, let's see what you got.
Okay, so I'll go with the right ones. As you know, me and Ryanni are both X-Men heads, so we both knew that Warren was Archangel. You tried to get us by switching the names, and I'll hate you forever for that.
Womp womp.
Ash, Army of the Dead, the iconic chainsaw. So I knew that. Furiosa, I knew that. Final Fantasy VII is the best Final Fantasy created, so Barrett was a no-brainer. I didn't even have to see the gun to know that where it was gonna go. Jamie, I knew he got something cut off because that was the big him and Brienne romance.
All right, well, Allie, you got 2 of these correct. Ryanni, you got 4 right, and Ify, you did indeed get all of these correct. Hiccup is from How to Train Your Dragon. He's got a sort of spring peg leg
Hiccup's
kind of
the
thing.
big black dragon, right?
No, that is Toothless.
Oh, they got weird-ass names. Says Ify Shikude.
What's wrong with Hiccup? But yeah, the rest you all identified, X-Men, Army of Darkness, Game of Thrones, Final Fantasy VII, and Mad Max Fury
I
Road.
watched so much of that TV show too, and I still don't know why. Like, the names seemed familiar from that, but I could not name it.
Well, you stumbled into it anyway. The point is yours.
Wow.
Ryanni, were you gonna say something?
What is Barrett's nub? What is
so-
that?
It's a like. Oh, sorry. I'll let it.
So, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
This show is
Not
like
only
being
is
at a
Final
party
Fantasy
that
VII,
you
not
don't
only
want
is
to
it the
be at.
best, Barrett, his arm got chopped off, so he replaced it with a gun because it was tight.
I remember that scene. It's like Barrett and the guy like sort of like grabs hands and then just like a line of gunfire going through it.
You're like, my
and
arm!
then you meet the other guy who also has a gun in hand.
And what's fun about Barrett is if you go back and play it, you can tell that whoever developed the game in Japan, their only perception of black people came from Samuel L. Jackson because like he just curses all the time. Like that's his big thing is always bleeped out curse words he's saying. I was like, oh, they were watching a lot of Sam Jackson movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of him getting angry by going like this, just like. but it's just like a bunch of like real thick polygons, just like so angry. It's truly incredible how many mistakes we've made in the past. Luckily, you're there to scream at me. Here's some of our favorite corrections from you, the viewers.
At RealZY says in one of the very first lines in the show, Katara makes it very clear that it's not magic, it's waterbending, hence separating bending from magic, assuming that magic is a thing in the Avatar world. Very well, the very magical-like abilities of waterbending are in fact not magic. And our exclusive Dropout Discord had some thoughts about our TV episode. Trivia Joe 2011 said, actually, Jimmy Smits also played a cop on NYPD Blue. Not enough info in the picture to specify if it's his LA Law character. That's true, we should have provided a bigger picture so you could see what Jimmy Smits was up to. Spas Mithon says, actually, being a cast member on SNL didn't launch Billy Crystal's career. He was brought on for 1 year in the 10th season alongside other already established performers like Christopher Guest and Martin Short in an attempt to revitalize the show. Yes, we inaccurately use the word launch when talking about these performers' careers, although it is true that all of them have been on the show.
Here is another video game question.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. None of these books.
The trademark character of the Twisted Metal series, Sweet Tooth, has appeared on the cover of every Twisted Metal game. He drives a polka-dotted ice cream truck topped with the head of a sinister clown with flaming hair. Ify.
God damn it. Don't ask me to specify, but he hasn't appeared on every Twisted Metal.
Ify, you didn't say actually.
Actually.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth was on the first one, so it wasn't, but it is true, like there is one that he wasn't on.
Incorrect.
Really?
Yeah. Ryanni.
Actually, it's a happy clown.
No,
I mean,
Like a
it's
fun-
it is happy, but it's pretty sinister at the same time.
Inviting.
Actually, you're making it sound like Sweet Tooth is a person driving the truck, but Sweet Tooth is the truck itself.
That's correct.
Whoa.
That is correct.
Wow.
Sweet Tooth is the name of the car. The driver, do you know the driver's name by any chance? You don't have to,
No.
but you wanna think-
Ned.
you're not
I'm
far
actually Larry.
Allie was closer. The name of the driver is Needles Kane.
Oh, yeah.
Ned is kind of like Needles.
He goes by Ned,
Goes by Ned.
in the third one.
Don't call me Needles. Needles is my dad.
Needles is my
Yeah.
father.
But yeah, Sweet Tooth is the name of the car. That's a point for Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the board.
Legendary Flash animated web cartoon series Homestar Runner got its start all the way back in the year 2000. Its most popular feature were shorts called Strong Bad Emails. Every short featured Strong Bad answering a real piece of fan mail, although his computer did change over the years from Tandy 400 to Compy 386 to Lappy 486. Later we also saw Corpy NT6, Compay, and Lappier. Ify.
Actually, the computer did not change.
No, he did upgrade his computers over the years.
Damn it, Strong Bad.
Allie.
Actually, was that segment actually called like Strong Bad Says or something other than Strong Bad Emails?
Oh, no.
Actually,
Yeah.
could you just read those
Yes.
computers one more time? for
Sure.
me?
The Tandy 400.
That's the one. Didn't have it. No.
That's incorrect. He did start with the Tandy 400, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and call it, because I feel like we're just gonna be guessing a lot of things, and we're also nowhere near what the right thing is, which is that Strong Bad answered most of the fan emails. There was at least one episode in which Homestar Runner took over and answered a fan email. It was number 78, entitled Anything. So all those computers were real, and they were just there to get you going down a rabbit hole.
Well,
guessing
they worked.
computers.
It worked.
Yep.
We got that.
The good old classic internet.
Yeah.
Runner. Our next question is about Demolition Man. After more than 30 years of cryogenic imprisonment, John Spartan is unfrozen in 2032, awakening to a hypersensitive dystopian Earth where swear words and most forms of physical contact are banned. Many types of art and food are outlawed, and all restaurants have become Taco Bell. Toilet paper also no longer seems to exist, replaced with an unexplained system of 3 seashells.
Actually, it was 50 years frozen.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
They do explain this system.
They don't. He's baffled by this. Everyone's just like, yeah, he doesn't know about 3 seashells. It's like, fuck.
Actually, there's toilet paper everywhere. It's just, he's the only one who uses this shell trick, and he tries to play it off as though the times have changed.
Yeah, those are just decorations. They're like,
Yeah.
you weren't supposed to
Those
do that.
are-
He's like,
that was my
oh,
mom.
back in my time, we
Yeah.
used the 3 seashells
My
all the
mom
time.
actually does have a dish of seashells just inexplicably in her bathroom.
That's for wiping. Wow.
Yeah, I need to let her know.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and say
All
no one
right.
got this one. This one also was another like very, very pedantic one. So we claim that this was a dystopian Earth that he has woken up to. But in point of fact, it is just the region of San Angeles, which is Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Santa Barbara coming together. There's no indication that the whole Earth has become this huge dystopia. Just this particular area of California.
Good, because that was the guess that I didn't go with to instead say the seashell thing. So now I'm mad that I didn't go with your first mind.
Hey,
everyone.
yeah, first instinct, that's what you gotta go with. And here's a brand new shiny question that we're calling Acronym B. One at a time, I'll present you with an acronym and you must try your best to say what it stands for. If you can't get it, the next person in line goes until someone gets it or no one can. Last person left standing will get the point. These are all titles of video games.
Great.
Cool. So Allie, we will start with you. Let's see that first one. What does this stand for?
Metal Gear Solid.
Correct.
Cool.
All right, let's put up the next one. Ryanni.
Fun, no, and friends.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ify.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
It is Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, let's go do our next one.
You know what it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to venture a guess?
Lots of love. That's what my mom thinks LOL means.
It is not lots of love. That means Ify will get this point. Do you want to keep going and see how many you
Yeah,
can
I
get?
want to see how many are going. It ain't Dota, it's League of Legends.
All right.
Next.
Oh,
Let's
play our next
that's
one.
right.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Next. Devil May Cry. Next. World of Warcraft. Come on. Next. Team Fortress 2. Next.
Yeah.
Plants vs. Zombies. Next. Grand Theft Auto. Next. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Next. Call of Duty. Duh. Next.
That's all we got.
Okay.
Well, 1 point for Ify.
No, 1 point.
That's
Look,
okay.
you
I
know,
got
like
to flex
sometimes
a
the
little bit.
shinies, like you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
work a little harder for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point.
You know, I
But
just
but you
wanna-
know what? It also lets you like strut your stuff a little
Yeah,
bit.
let people know. If D's on Twitch, y'all. Let's go.
Well, great. That point goes to Ify for recognizing all those string of nonsense letters and what they mean. Hey, did you notice something that we got wrong? You can correct us by tweeting at @actuallyshow or by going to our exclusive Dropout Discord. If we like it, we might even feature it on the show. And if we don't like it, we'll just hurt my feelings. All right, well, we will move on to our next question. This is an anime question. In One Piece, Straw Hat crew member and member of the Greatest Generation group of pirates, Roronoa Zoro, practices the fighting technique Santoryu, or three-sword style, in which he wields a sword in each hand and also one in his mouth.
Actually, it's 5 swords?
No, it's not.
This is probably just going to be if he is just remembering this wrong, but his name isn't Roro.
No, I'm probably mispronounced it, but it is Roronoa Zoro.
Okay. Yeah, Zoro is what I was
Actually,
listening for.
Santoryu.
Yeah, what about it?
It doesn't mean with 3 swords.
It does.
Actually, that second group, he ain't a part of it.
That second group?
Well, the Straw Hats, and
Yeah.
then also the Super Crystal
the
Millennium.
Greatest Generation group of pirates?
Mm-mm.
That's correct.
Hey! Sniped.
He's a member of the worst generation of pirates, which refers to their extremely high bounties and threat level. The Greatest Generation is American World War II vets. So that is a different group of people entirely. He is not a member of that group, although a three-sword fighting, one in mouth, 2 in hand World War II would probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, great. That point goes to Ryanni.
Ooh.
Here's a Hearthstone question.
Well played.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you again.
Das Dingo.
Hearthstone has a lot of gnomes. There are cards like Belligerent Gnome and Gnomish Inventor, but there are also many legendary cards that feature gnomes with full names. Millhouse Manastorm, Wilfred Fizzlebang, Whizbang the Wonderful, Gelbin Mechatork, Mechengineer Thermoplug, Finkel Einhorn, Heist Baron Togwaggle, Tinkmaster Overspark, and Sergeant Sally, to name a few. Yes?
Actually, Millhouse Manastorm isn't a card. He's just a boss that you play.
Incorrect.
Wow.
Actually.
Yes.
It's Gutsman, Fireman, Electric Man. You switch the first and the last one.
Yeah, the correct order to fight these gnomes in. Right. No, incorrect.
What's the one before Mech Engineer Thermoplug?
Gelbin Mechatork?
Yeah, I don't think that's a. I don't think that's a gnome.
Gelbin Mechatork?
Gelbin
He is a
Mechatork.
gnome.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to call it.
Yeah,
I
call
think.
it.
Well,
This is-
we do understand.
Yeah, we get it.
Heist Baron Togwaggle is not a gnome. He is a kobold.
Ah.
Though a very gnomey sounding name.
Yeah.
It is not.
Well, when said
what
in
a ride.
succession of all of those names, you're like, oh yeah.
Lovely. This is a game called Fictionary, where I'm going to give you the name of a monster or creature from folklore, and it'll be up to you to draw it to the best of your ability. If you won't be judged on how good the drawing is, but a level of accuracy, a couple of key features that defines what I'm talking about. Your creature is the Naznaz. So, Allie, why don't you share with us anything that you know about the Naznaz?
Well, as per usual in this game, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Fair.
So instead, I decided to use my time to draw what Arthur might look like as a teen going to a seafood blowout buffet. So you'll see here, he's in a collared shirt, he's got some jeans. He just got paid, he works at Cold Stone Creamery, and he's about to go get some lobster bisque in bulk.
Can I ask, is he rushing to the seafood blow
Yeah,
buffet,
yeah,
or
do
is
you
that
see-
or is that a fart cloud?
He's not farting yet, honey. He hasn't even been to the seafood buffet yet.
Okay. He hasn't had that clam
He's
chowder, hasn't had all that
sprinting.
dairy.
No,
He's ready to run.
No.
Well, okay, all right. An interesting interpretation of the Nas Nas. Ryanni, you want to share with us what you have?
I decided to draw Dodrio from Pokemon.
Okay.
Because it's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. It's bursting out of a Pokeball
I
down
just
there.
released it.
I love it.
Ready to fight.
All right, and Ify, what do you?
All right, I guess I'm the only one who drew a Nas over here, which is Nas wearing a chain of himself. So it's a Nas, and that's what I drew.
I love this depiction of this because I love how much detail you put into real Nas, and then the Nas that is hanging around Nas's neck is like you can tell it's like, yeah, he didn't put as much work into
It's hard to do metal work, you know? A jeweler who knows how to do metal work and bust it down, you know, it's hard.
All right, well, why don't we take a look at what a Nas should look like and see if we compare. There we go.
All right, y'all, you gotta give me some, like my guy has
Why
a
do I have to
goatee.
give you some?
Goatee. All right, look. And he looks like if the other half of him probably is wearing the chain.
The other
Yeah,
half.
that's how chains work.
Yeah.
So the Nas is a half a person, but it's not the half you think. It's like half like divided vertically down the middle, and it can hop around with surprising agility. Where's this from again? If we have it.
From Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights. So that is this.
I tweet at Trap if you think he should have gave me a point for the goatee match. I'm the only one who drew somebody with a goatee.
You know what, Ify? I'll give you a half a point because half of that is a person.
I'll take it.
Allie, unfortunately, you drew an aardvark, and Ryanni, you drew a
just answer me
Dodrio.
this: is that Nas hopping towards the seafood blow-up?
Yeah, actually, if you zoom out, you can see.
Yes
Like,
or no?
I gotta get me that endless shrimp. All right, well, that makes our current score 1, 2, 4.5 for adding an extra half to that Nas. And this brings us to our last question of the game, which as always concerns real-life skills, just things that might be valuable for navigating the real world. While a standard wood fire can be put out with water, a grease fire will be exacerbated by this. Pouring water on it runs the risk of splattering the grease and spreading the fire along with it. Ideally, you have a fire extinguisher ready to go, since that tends to be the best option. If not, you can smother the fire with a wet towel, but don't swat it. You can also throw large amounts of salt, flour, or baking soda on it to put it out. If the fire is in a pan, you can potentially cover the pan with a lid, too.
Actually, you can't put flour on it. It'll light it on fire.
That's correct.
Yay!
Don't put flour on a
Yeah.
fire, on a grease fire. It'll go up. That's gonna make your life much worse.
Yeah.
So do not put flour on a fire.
But if you put a small amount of flour in your mouth and spray it, it's like a sweet fire trick.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
I didn't know that.
Well, that makes our final score 1, 3, 4.5.
Wow.
Making Ify our winner for this episode.
Thank you. We are back. We are back.
We're back.
I am redeemed.
Like
you.
the movie.
Sportsmanship.
Good game.
Good game. Good game. Swap jerseys, orange slices.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for playing with us. Thank you for watching. Join us next time for even more pedantic corrections here on Actually.
It's actually.